UglyAzzPodcast, Extreme Edition, The Keys and the Throne. Mic tap, chair slide. 8, today we ain't whispering, today we talking loud. Because somewhere out there in corporate land, somebody holding legendary game worlds like their car keys at a cookout, and the community standing outside like, bro, you gonna drive or just jingle them all night? Let's start with the boardroom energy. You got publishers sitting on classics like museum artifacts, glass case, security guard, little velvet rope. Fans walk up like, hey, can we play with that again? And the response, always corporate polite, we appreciate your enthusiasm. No, you don't. If you appreciated enthusiasm, the servers would be louder than a barbershop. Now let's talk about the man, the myth, the CEO himself, Randy Pitchford. See, here's the thing about CEOs in gaming. They always talk like motivational speakers when things good. We built this together. The community is family. But the second something drops sideways, suddenly it's game development is complicated. Expectations are unrealistic. Hardware limitations exist. Oh, now reality matters. Reality ain't matter during the pre-order trailer though, huh? Funny how reality always shows up after the purchase. And then we got the company itself, Gearbox Software. Now Gearbox got some hits, nobody denying that. But the community be looking at the scoreboard like, okay, cool, but what about the stuff we've been asking for? Because gamers don't forget franchises. Gamers remember characters the way grandmas remember recipes. You don't just misplace a legend. You either cooking or you blocking the kitchen door. There is no third option. And while that drama cooking, let's slide over to the hardware throne room, Sony Interactive Entertainment. Because Sony run the castle. They got the consoles, they got the storefront, they got the ecosystem. But sometimes the vibe from the top feels like, we hear you, but also please buy this new model. Gamers be sweating performance, storage prices. Sony be like, look at this shiny controller color though. Bro, we ain't decorating a living room. We trying to run 60 frames without the console sounding like a jet engine preparing for war. Here's the real problem across all of it. Not one company, not one CEO, not one console. The real problem, corporate distance. The higher the office, the quieter the listening gets. Down on the ground level, players talking, streamers talking, forums talking, communities yelling. Up in the penthouse, PowerPoint slides whispering, engagement metrics remain acceptable. Acceptable? Brother, the subreddit on fire and the spreadsheet say acceptable. That's like your kitchen burning and Alexa telling you the temperature is comfortable. And gamers ain't asking for miracles. They ain't asking for teleportation technology. They ain't asking for AI that cooks dinner. They're asking for 3 basic things. Respect the legacy, release polished games, talk to players like humans. That's it. Not a thesis, not a manifesto. 3 sentences. Yet somehow corporate gaming treats that like it's nuclear launch codes. And understand this clearly. Nobody wants studios to fail. Failures mean layoffs. Failures mean cancelled worlds. Failures mean characters disappearing into licensing limbo forever. Players want these companies to win. But winning requires listening. Not PR listening. Not investor call listening. Real listening. Because once the community feels ignored, that's when the grill turns on. And once the grill turns on, it don't cool down quick. So here's the Extreme Edition message, real simple. If you're holding the throne, rule wisely. If you're holding the keys, drive the car. If you're selling the future, don't forget the fans paid for the gas. Otherwise, don't be surprised when the whole internet pull up with lawn chairs and start commentating the smoke. Next topic, keep the grill hot.